Ogboato, Ogboato, Ogboato. How's everybody doing? Good evening. I am Odufin Ifabileke of Iyadudu Iledi Royal Ogboni Aborigine Oshogbo. I hope everybody is doing well. I wanted to discuss a little bit about Ogboni, what it is, right? What are the requirements to be Ogboni? Why would one want to be a part of Ogboni? Why would one want to be a part of this fraternity? So first, we must understand what Ogboni means. Ogboni comes from the two words Ogbo and Ini. Ogbo means age, right? And Ini means person. So Ogboni are elders, aged people. So once upon a time, you cannot be a part of this fraternity unless you have 60 years or better. So once we've established that Ogboni are elders, how do we communicate with Ogboni? How was Ogboni brought into the world? Ogboni has its earliest roots back when Oduduwa and Obatala had a altercation. It was said that Obatala had Ogboni, his cabinet. So there's different stories that kind of narrate who and what, right? So if we understand, right, Obatala, king of the white cloth, right, is some say the first king of Ile-Ife. So to support the ruler, they have a cabinet. So in the U.S., it is maybe the House of Representatives or the Senate. This helps give us a clear understanding, right, on who Ogboni are and how they support the leader or the ruler. It is said that Ogboni are the owners of the crown, that they pick the ruler, they initiate the ruler. So anywhere where there's a traditional king, Ogboni is a part of that. So Ogboni only describes the members. What is it that makes these members different? The energies that they perpetuate, the initiatory rites, and these types of things are things that separate Ogboni from Ifa. So there's two different types of Ogboni. There's Ogboni Aborigine, and then there's Reformed Ogboni fraternity. So we won't get into the differences of those today, but understand that these fraternities, these brotherhoods of men and women, help to shape and mold their community. They do this with the help of Adan. So Adan came from heaven to earth because there was oppression, there was cheating, there was lying, there was disaster in the towns and communities. So we understand that there needs to be some way to maintain order. Adan and the Ogboni help with that. Adan is Erumale was Erumale in Orun that did not come to the earth, didn't come to Aye. So because of injustice, because of oppression, because of these challenges that plagued the leaders, Adan was brought into the world. Now, Adan Ogboni is associated with long life. It's associated with good health. It's associated with prosperity. It's associated with victory. Ogboni are the worshiper of Adan. Adan is Imole. The Ogboni brings stability into the world and help govern the world, help govern our communities, help to fight against even natural disaster. It really allows us to govern our communities, have a say in our communities. Do you need to be in E5 to be Ogboni? No. If you just want to stay in your community, E5 supports Ogboni. E5 supports Adan. But you have to be upright. Not just anyone could join Ogboni. You have to be recognized. You have to have knowledge. You have to be able to provide protection. There's these different things, right, that being upright requires. You have to be truthful and honest. You can't be a cheater. You can't be a liar. You cannot be a betrayer. Not in Ogboni. You have to be upright. You have to have good character. You have to. It's a part of it, right? So if we understand who holds our rulers in check, it's the Ogboni. So your character, your honesty, your integrity, your truthfulness, your worthiness, all these higher character traits that we talk about, you must exhibit it to be Ogboni. Believe it or not, Ogboni is not for bad people. It is only those being of worthy character and good standing in their community that can be Ogboni. As I said earlier, injustice, oppression, abuse of power are all held in check by Adan Ogboni. E5 was cast by Orunmila, and Orunmila and Adan both made sacrifice. It is only sacrifice that saves us. So what were some of the functions that the Ogboni perform in Yoruba culture? They were the judiciary. They handled civil disputes, things about land, assaults. All these things, in these different ways, did Ogboni help to maintain peace in the community. Before they had law enforcement, right? You had Adan, you had Ogboni. You were expected to deal with these things, these issues, with fairness, with honesty. Physical violence is disliked. It is taboo, right? Of course, with anything, but even in these instances, Ogboni would govern the people. They would help fight disease. They would help fight natural disasters. They would act as the electoral college when appointing the new rulers. They often played a major role in selecting the new king. It doesn't matter what walk of life you're from, anyone can be Ogboni. For peace, for progress, for abundance, for good health, for long life, you should join Ogboni. But you have to understand that you have to be an honorable person. You have to be truthful and upright, man or woman. You cannot break agreements. You cannot betray. Ashe. Obato. 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 May Adan support us all. May you have peace, prosperity, and abundance. Oh, you're right? That's what it's done for. That's what we do it for. We do it for the blessings, right? Understanding the covenants that we have and keeping the agreements. It's a lot of people that don't want to keep agreements. It's a lot of people who will decide to do a thing and then later change their mind, irregardless of those who it affect. Ogboni makes us, right? It urges us to keep our word. It urges us to keep our agreements. It asks us not to lie. It asks us not to cheat. It asks us to be good people. So what better group of people would you use to pick the ruler than those that are upright? There's different ways you can get to Ogboni. Your Odu Ifa, the Ifa cast may say it. If you're not in Isheshe or you're not in Orisha, then you may not have that opportunity. For some of us, it's very different. For some of you, some of us, it's our birthright, right? To have this alignment, to be able to support our community, to support those people that follow us. So, what better way to have a say? It allows us a spiritual say in our community. So what makes it different, right? With E5 is really based on the individual. You know, we go and we get our readings, we get our initiations, we get these different energies that's, you know, we get these different energies in these different ways. And then we maintain our obligation with those Orisha or those other energies, right, annually. But that's all like individualized. It's all for you personally. What Ogboni does is it allows us a say in our community in a very real way. So, you know, I was reading from my notes and, you know, I don't want to leave anything out, but I didn't really want to say too much. But what I can say is that everything happens in the spiritual and it manifests in the physical. So how are we using that in our community? How are we using that to stop crime? How are we using that to overcome epidemics? How are we using that to overcome natural disaster? How are we doing that in order to make sure that the people in our communities are keeping things, are sticking to the truth? Let's put it like that. So if there's someone mistreating someone in the community, right, there's a way to deal with that. If our leaders are not doing what they're supposed to, right, it's only the people that support them that are to blame. What are we doing for our community? What will we do for our community? How will we utilize the gifts and talents that we have to support our community? If we want to protect our community, Ogboni helps. If we want to have progress in our community, Ogboni helps. If we want to overcome challenges in our community, Ogboni will help. So it's a lot of say. So you have to be of the upright character. You have to hold to the truth. You can't lie. You can't deceive. You can't betray. Right? Easy. Easy. So check us out, 2028 Woodland Drive, Iyadudu, Iledi, Royal, Ogboni, Aborigine, Osogbo, Nigeria. Odofin Ifabileke, Odofin Ifabileke, Latona. 2028 Woodland Drive. Call us 704-674-1069 for more information about Ogboni. Ogboato, Ogboato, Ogboato.